Hello students, now today we are going to start a new chapter, that is cyber ethics. Please read this chapter from a book. I am not going to give you any notes of this chapter because this chapter, each and every word is very important. And this is very interesting chapter. You will find it interesting and you will come to know so many things, so many new things and terms. Cyber ethics. Cyber means होता है when we are making the use of internet and electronic devices to communicate and to avail any service. Ethic means moral principles that differentiate between good and bad, or you can say manners. Okay. See, computing is a process of utilizing computers to complete a task. You know very well, nowadays we all depend on computers because it is very fast. It can be used as a data warehouse on which we can keep the data safe. In the modern era, IT has affected every aspect of our life. This has led to the emergence of a new world economy and has transformed our planet into a global village. Planet into a global village means, nowadays with a click, within a fraction of seconds, we can communicate with anyone. Maybe he or she is living in any part of the world. We are all connected with each other. Now there is no question arises of distance. With a click of button, one can acquire means access information on any subject, get answers to almost all queries. If you have any doubt, if you want to take any idea, you can get it from internet and stay connected with the world. How we can stay connected with the world? With the help of internet, because nowadays we are a part of so many social groups, social networking websites. However, with these opportunities comes the responsibility of ethically utilizing the information and technology. But the question arises, if we have so many opportunities, really we are making the use of this IT ethically? We are using it honestly or not? Ethics is a system of moral principles that differentiates between good and bad. Nowadays there are so many cyber crimes are also taking place. Computer ethics involve the code of conduct. Code of conduct means होता है set of rules outlining the norms, rules and responsibilities. It fulfills the requirements of an individual user without manipulating or destroying the data of any other user. Nowadays we can access information from internet, but it is our responsibility when we are acquiring or accessing the information on internet. We should never destroy, we should never modify the data of other users. Without making any disturbance in their data, we are making the ethical use of the information. This is called ethics. The responsible behavior on the internet in many ways aligns with all the right behavior in everyday life. However, the results may be significantly different. It depends. Therefore, all computer users must follow computer ethics. इसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें आती हैं. As you know, when your teacher give you any project, any xyz, anything, right, to ask, to essay, any project you have to be complete, xyz, any work is asked to do you. Nowadays we find a very shortcut way, search it on internet. So this is somewhere is not good. In this chapter we shall discuss about netiquettes. Netiquettes means होता है, net means internet and etiquettes means good manners, and nowadays we are all netiquettes because we are all using the internet. Cyber ethics, frauds related to e-commerce. E-commerce means होता है when we are buying and selling the goods online. Intellectual property rights are the rights which are given to the creator for its creativity. Suppose आपने कोई बहुत अच्छा सा song compose किया, you have written a very good article without anybody's help, you have written it using your own skills, तो उसको हम बोलेंगे, उसके लिए आपको क्या दिया जाता है? To protect that skill, to protect your work, they will give you a copyright or trademark or patent. That is known as intellectual property rights. You have seen copyright sign on your book. on softwares. So these are actually given to the creator, to the real owner, for to protect its creation. And digital property rights. Digital property rights are the rights which are in the form of soft copy. It may be your email id, it may be your identity which you made for if you want to be a part of social networking website. With open source philosophy, open source means hota there are so many softwares which are free and open. We will discuss one by one these terms in detail. Software license you need, freedom of information. Nowadays we are all free to access the information. And digital divide. Digital divide means hota hai the gap between the internet users and non-internet users. Means as we are all living in cities, so we are all getting or have this type of facility, we can make the use of gadgets and internet. But those who are living in rural areas where this facility is not available, so they are known as non-internet users. Now netiquettes. Netiquettes is a combination of two words, net and etiquette. Net means hota internet, etiquettes means good manners. It is defined as a special set of rules that governs the behavior of a user communicating online. It reflects your personality also. When you are communicating online, what type of words you are using, how you are responding, what type of post you are posting, these are all reflects your personality and etiquettes. The communication can be via emails. Forums means hote hain the group of experts. If you remember, we have learned all these in lesson 1 in which I have told you about news group. News group is not a informal group. It is a formal group which is a group of experts on which they discuss only over a particular topic. Blogs are just like an individual diary. Everyone has a right to create his own website and social networking sites. You should adhere to the same standards of behavior online that you follow in real life. Guidelines. Now there are some guidelines are given which we should follow while we communicating online. Use proper salutation and signature. Salutation means like good morning, good evening. So this is called salutation, because when you are communicating with someone, when you are sending messages or mails, so first you mention good evening, hello, all that, and at last you will put your signature. So this is the first step. Include a subject line. As you, when you write an application, you write the subject. In subject, it is by writing, by reading that subject, the receiver will get an idea what the information about. It conveys the purpose of the message, or we can say we write the brief of the application. Keep your messages concise. Means your email, when you are communicating over internet, your email should be very concise form. It should not be in a very long. Be respect and avoid sarcasm. Sarcasm means hota hai to criticize or make the use of words or expressions like that in which you have intention to criticize others. So we should never use such type of insulting comments or words which can hurt others. We should use very polite language over internet. Respect others' privacy. Do not read or forward another person's mail without seeking his permission. Okay, this is also a part of netiquettes. You should never read other mails which does not belong to you. If you want to read, you should take his permission. Going through another person's work could and you can be in trouble. So means to say you should never read others' information, others' personal email IDs or all that with messages without their permissions. Obey copyright laws. I have just told you what is copyright laws. If you have created something new, creative, using your own skills, using your creativity, so for that you get a copyright, which is known as intellectual property rights. It is given just to protect your skills, your work, so that it cannot misuse by others. No one can make duplicate copy of that. Do not copy or post someone's content from the internet and claim it as your own. As we having the habit, we just copy it from internet and present it as our own work. We should never do like that. If you are using others' work, if you are sometimes situation arises, you have used a particular phrase or thought in your article or any, you should give credit to that person. It is written by that, it is said by that, like this. So it is not a plagiarism. You may face severe consequences if you do not obey copyright laws. If any information is needed to be picked up from internet, its resources must be mentioned. Means अगर आपने इंटरनेट पे किसी वेबसाइट से कुछ भी इंफॉर्मेशन अपने प्रोजेक्ट में अपने आर्टिकल में यूज़ की है तो यू शुड मेंशन द एड्रेस ऑफ दैट वेबसाइट. It's not only that you just from internet if you have taken you should mention. If you have used it from anybody's articles or thought, you should mention his or her name. If you are doing this, it means you are good navigants, you have ethics. Do not indulge in spamming. Indulge means होता है involve होना. Spamming refers to the flooding the users inbox with unwanted advertisements and messages. Never send forward or respond to such spam. When sometimes it happens, you have seen on your mobile also in form of SMS, you keep on receiving so many messages. You want that much money, उसके लिए आपको ये information देनी पड़ेगी. In the same way on email also you keep on receiving so many advertisements and junk mails in which they try to attract you by offering a big amount of money, and in place of that they want a personal information from you. You should never respond these type of mails. Use appropriate language means which looks good, polite, ethics. Remember to check your spelling and grammar before posting your message. When you are typing, you please check the grammar and spelling which you are writing, that is correct or not. Always understand whatever you are expressing should always make sense. Be polite and courteous to everyone. Means because when you are communicating over line, and if you are writing a harsh language, if you are writing inappropriate language, if you are making so many spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, it gives a good impression on to others. So you should avoid it. Use appropriate emoticons. Emoticons, I hope you people know, they nowadays we use so many emotion icons and acronyms. Acronyms means if you don't want to write the full word or full sentence, so you just write the abbreviation of it. Just they have given you the example: LOL, laugh out loud. But remember, never use these type of emoticons and acronyms in a formal mails. ओके, यू शुड ऑलवेज अवॉइड. अगर आप कोई बिजनेस मेल कर रहे हो या एजुकेशन रिलेटेड मेल कर रहे हो, यू शुड नेवर मेक दीज ऑफ यूज ऑफ दीज मेल्स इमोटिकॉन्स एंड एब्रीविएशंस. इट डजंट लुक गुड. डू नॉट रिवील सेंसिटिव इन्फॉर्मेशन ऑनलाइन. रिवील मीन्स डिस्क्लोज करना. टू मिनिमाइज द साइबर थ्रेट मीन्स रिस्क. Be vigilant to take precautions while using the internet. Never share your sensitive information. You know, some people having the habit, what they do, they just share their phone number also, but they post their number on Facebook or all that if they find their childhood friend or all that, but they never they cannot imagine even how big mistake they do like that. Okay, if you are sharing your these sensitive information like password, ATM pins, credit card numbers online, you can be in trouble. Okay, you should never share these personal information using mails or on WhatsApp or on Facebook. You should avoid it. Be tolerant and careful. Every person has their own views regarding any matter. Therefore, while posting a question, ask the appropriate one. Sometimes it may be happen if you see a social networking websites, on so many posts or messages are there which makes you angry, which makes you rude, which you don't find good. You should never react. आप या तो उसको react मत करो, or should never post any comment on that. You should avoid these type of posts. You should never give any response or all that. So these are some etiquettes which we should follow. तो ये कुछ etiquettes हैं जो आपको as a good ethics you should follow. Cyber ethics for e-commerce. अब e-commerce क्या होता है? When we are making the use of when we are doing transactions of good and services online, means purchasing and selling, both are involved in it, not only selling, purchasing also. The internet has significantly changed the way of conducting business all over the world. E-commerce stands for electronic commerce, which refers to the transaction of goods and services online using the internet. Suppose you are a businessman, you are trading online, you have a business online. So for that also we should have, as a being a trader, being a businessman, you have to follow some cyber ethics. The internet offers us convenient ways to shop from home or offices for almost everything. We can buy or sell new as well as second-hand goods. While buying and selling products, each associate should stick to ethical conduct to ensure that no one is cheated or tricked in any form. इट्स योर प्राइम ड्यूटी. सपोज आप एक शॉपकीपर हो, आपका ऑनलाइन बिजनेस है, तो आपको भी ये सारी चीज़ें फॉलो करनी है. बीइंग अ गुड बिजनेसमैन, you should have ethics. You should provide reliable information to your customers about your products and services. You should never be like that you are showing something good on the screen but actually you are not selling that type of quality. Means you should not cheat your customers. Doing business legally and ethically benefits not only the company balls but also its stakeholders. Stakeholders जो भी उनके shareholders होते हैं, partnerships में होते हैं, including employees, customers, suppliers, investors etc. and thus increases trust and satisfaction. और सिर्फ यही नहीं, अगर आप if you being a online trader, if you are not cheating anyone, you are honest, whatever you are showing on the screen actually it has the same quality, so in this way you are making your reputation, जो बहुत important होती है किसी organization के लिए. Following the ethical practices as a merchant and a buyer builds your own goodwill and reputation in the online market, which ensures your longevity and success. Longevity means अगर आपने, as I have told, just told, if you as a merchant, as a shopkeeper, if you are able, if you have made a goodwill and reputation in the online market, it makes your business stable. Okay, आपकी business की life ज़्यादा होगी and you can be a good online trader. अब fraud. Failure to practice ethical code of conduct constitutes fraud. Fraud means purposefully misrepresenting facts to deceive. Deceive means होता है to make someone believe that is not truth. मतलब किसी को जबरदस्ती ये विश्वास दिलाना जो एक्चुअल में ठीक ना हो. For personal gains. Okay, so as a trader, as a businessman, you should never do these things. The sad gain may be in the form of money, goods or information. Reasons for increase in online. Ab nowadays you have seen there are so many online frauds. If you have done online shopping, there are so many fake websites and there are sometimes whatever they show on the screen and when you are receiving that product, actually its quality is totally different. So what are the reasons? Ambiguity. Ambiguity means होता है doubtfulness, unclear, okay, undefinite. Since the transaction does not happen face to face, क्या reasons हैं ऐसे online frauds क्यों हो रहे हैं? Because there is no face to face communication. Because एक होता है कि आप, if you are going market and there you are touching the fabric, you are just feeling it and after that you are taking it, and if after purchasing you find any fault, you can return it to the shopkeeper by showing that that is not good, that is the problem with that particular product. But when we are shopping online, there is no face to face communication. We cannot blame that shopkeeper has given you a wrong product, so it is very difficult to identify the party. Hacking. It is relatively easy for hackers to steal information and fraudsters to buy that information in the online black market. उसके बाद आता है हैकिंग. अब हैकर्स आपने सुना होगा जो क्या करते हैं, उनका काम क्या होता है, इंफॉर्मेशन को स्टील करना. What they do, they just buy the information and do its black market. तो दूसरा रीज़न है hackers. Now next is legal loophole. देखो legal तो you know which is authorized. Okay, loophole means होता है legally avoid an unpleasant responsibility usually because of a mistake in the way rule or laws are written. Loophole का क्या मतलब है कि in our, if I don't want to say that but I am sorry to say this, sometimes what happens, what is showing on the screen, मतलब कुछ जो भी लॉज या रूल्स लिखे हुए हैं तो उनमें कहीं ना कहीं लिखने में मिस्टेक है, इसीलिए ऐसा होता है. लोग उसको समझ नहीं पाते हैं, पढ़ नहीं पाते हैं, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे लॉज में लिखने में कमी है. That's why it is difficult to track, identify and prove the crime identity of the criminal. So there is somewhere there is a mistake in writing the rules and laws which are written. So these are the these 3 points come in fraud. Why these frauds are increasing? Because of ambiguity, hacking and legal loophole. So next 2 pages we will discuss in next class. Thank you.